into Elon Musk, the first person ever worth 500 billion, a story of vision, risk, and relentless innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, today, we stand at the crossroads of history, a moment that will be remembered not for numbers alone, but for what those numbers represent: human ingenuity, boldness, and the extraordinary power of vision. For the first time in recorded history, one man has achieved a net worth exceeding $500 billion, a figure so immense it almost defies imagination. That man is Elon Musk, a name that has become synonymous with innovation, disruption, and the future itself. But behind the headlines, behind the staggering numbers, lies a much deeper story, one of perseverance, risk, failure, and above all, belief. This is not merely the story of wealth. It is the story of what happens when a single individual dares to believe that impossible is nothing. Elon Musk's story begins far from Silicon Valley or Wall Street in Pretoria, South Africa, a young boy with a restless mind and endless curiosity. As a child, Elon was not popular. He was quiet, absorbed in books, and fascinated by technology and science fiction. At age 12, he taught himself to code and sold his first video game, Blaster, for $500. But more important than the money was the idea that with intellect and creativity, he could create something that people wanted. Elon dreamed not of wealth but of impact, of making life better for humanity and advancing civilization toward the stars. His mind was set not on limits but on possibilities. When he moved to North America, first to Canada, then to the United States, he carried with him little more than a suitcase and an unstoppable dream. In the 1990s, the internet age was just beginning. While others saw risk, Musk saw revolution. He co-founded Zippy2, one of the first digital map and business directory companies, later sold for $307 million. But Musk did not stop there. He saw the future of money and created XCOM, an online banking system that eventually became PayPal. When eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion, Musk became a multimillionaire overnight. But again, his focus wasn't on luxury or comfort. It was on what's next. He looked beyond Earth to space. He looked beneath the streets to transportation tunnels. He looked towards sustainable energy to save the planet we call home. Each move was bold, unconventional, and often criticized, yet each step brought him closer to his destiny. In 2002, Musk founded SpaceX, a private aerospace company with a simple but audacious goal to make life multiplanetary. At the time, the idea was laughable to many. Governments, not private companies, went to space. Experts told him he would fail. His first 3 rockets exploded. He was on the brink of bankruptcy. But then came Flight 4, the Falcon 1, and it succeeded. That single success changed everything. NASA took notice. Contracts followed. SpaceX began to redefine what was possible: reusable rockets, satellite launches, and the Dragon spacecraft delivering supplies to the International Space Station. Then came the Falcon Heavy and Starship, both designed not just for Earth orbit, but for Mars. When Musk said he wanted to colonize Mars, people laughed. Today they listen, because he showed that the future belongs to those who never stop trying. If SpaceX is Musk's dream of the stars, Tesla's his revolution on Earth. In the early 2000s, the world was addicted to oil. Electric cars were seen as slow, impractical, and unattractive. But Musk believed otherwise. He invested his own fortune into Tesla when it was just a fragile startup. He pushed for innovation, efficiency, and elegance. The result: a line of electric cars that changed everything: the Tesla Roadster, Model S, Model 3, Model X, and Model Y. Tesla didn't just sell cars, it sold a vision of the future where energy is clean, self-driving cars reduce accidents, and sustainability meets luxury. Today, Tesla is not just a car company. It's an energy company, a software company, and an AI company. It's valued in the hundreds of billions, and its influence spans across industries. Every car rolling off a Tesla assembly line represents a piece of Elon Musk's mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. But Musk's imagination doesn't stop with cars and rockets. With Neuralink, he's exploring the interface between the human brain and artificial intelligence, potentially allowing paralyzed people to walk again or the blind to see. With the Boring Company, he envisions underground tunnels that solve city congestion and redefine urban transport. And with XAI, Musk is attempting to create a safe, transparent artificial intelligence, one that serves humanity, not dominates it. Every one of these companies represents a different dimension of his larger mission to ensure the survival and flourishing of human civilization. And now, as of October 2025, Elon Musk has crossed the unimaginable threshold of $500 billion in net worth. How did he get there? Through a combination of vision, timing, risk, and relentless belief. Much of his wealth lies in the stock value of his companies, especially Tesla, SpaceX, and XAI, whose combined impact has reshaped industries and inspired millions. But let's be clear, this milestone is not about one man's money. It's about what the world rewards: innovation, courage, and value creation. In a time when many chase comfort, Musk chases the future. While others wait for approval, he acts. While others doubt, he builds. What can we learn from Elon Musk's journey? First, dream big. If your dreams don't scare you, they're too small. Musk didn't dream of making better cars. He dreamed of saving the planet. He didn't dream of flying higher. He dreamed of living on another world. Second, embrace failure. Musk has faced ridicule, bankruptcy, and disaster. Rockets exploded, factories stalled, critics mocked. But every failure became a stepping stone. Third, work relentlessly. Musk is known for 100-hour work weeks. He sleeps in factories. He obsesses over details. His success is not luck. It is labor multiplied by purpose. Fourth, focus on impact, not income. Ironically, Musk's immense wealth came not from chasing money, but from chasing missions. His North Star has always been humanity's survival and progress. And fifth, stay unstoppable. No matter how far he goes, he keeps asking what's next. That is the spirit that builds worlds. Of course, not everyone celebrates Musk's ascent. Critics argue that wealth inequality is growing, that no single human should possess that much economic power. These are fair questions society must wrestle with. Yet one cannot deny that Musk's wealth, unlike many fortunes before him, is tied to the creation of tangible progress: clean energy, reusable rockets, AI breakthroughs. He doesn't just accumulate wealth, he reinvests it into humanity's next frontier. Whether you admire him or question him, you cannot ignore him. Because Elon Musk has become a symbol of possibility, disruption, and daring to go where others fear to tread. $500 billion is a staggering sum, yes. But someday, it will be surpassed. What will remain timeless is not the number, but the impact. Generations from now, when people look back, they won't say, Elon Musk was rich. They'll say, made humanity believe again. He made us believe that cars could drive themselves, rockets could return to Earth, cities could run on sunlight, and one day that humans could live on Mars. He made us believe that even in an age of cynicism, one person can still change the world. That is his true legacy. So tonight, as we reflect on this moment in history, the rise of the first person to reach a $500 billion fortune, let us not see it merely as a financial milestone, but as a spiritual one, a testament to the power of dreams, discipline, and daring. Elon Musk's story teaches us that the future is not written by the cautious, but by the courageous, by those who dare to ask, why not? By those who fall and rise again, by those who look at the stars and whisper, let's go. Thank you.